I very much crucial in realizing the plan is that we have to adapt climate smart initiatives. And because whether we like it or not, climate change is imminent. And so whatever we take now should be an indicator of what we are working towards in the future. And I think lately development projects we're seeing, whether it comes from the government, whether public institutions, NGOs, everybody is beginning to take that mantra very seriously. It just shows that when we work together, a lot more can be done in a very positive way. And I'm pretty sure that in this very plan, that too would manifest as 60,000 jobs get to be created for young people in the sub-region. I think it is massive. Ladies and gentlemen, when Tav says, Gambia bitalale diakuya, I think we're getting there, right? Because what we're seeing is a manifestation of that. Gambia dina dem diakuya. Because ñu get dem dal, no? You see only them, no? So I think when Tav says that, he means it. And he's not only saying it by using hashtags, he's materializing that goal. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite at the podium Mr. Mustafa Njai Tav himself, Mr. Youthman, as he delivers the opening address. But he will also do us the honor of giving prizes to young architects of affordable housing competition. If you were at the TAF graduation, the TAF Leadership Academy graduation last few months ago, you realized that TAF decided to do an initiative that will encourage young people to design the next TAF houses, right? And they're doing that in the form of a competition. So today, he'll do us the honor of also delivering those prizes as well. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Fatu. When I grow up, I want to be like you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow. Your Excellency, Your Excellencies, Honorable Minister, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, representative of UN Habitat, representative of Shelter Afrique, representatives of Exim Bank, Afri-Exim Bank, and representative of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, the Pro-Chancellors of the Universities of Lagos, Obafemi Awolowo, and Port Harcourt in Nigeria, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Housing in Nigeria, Senator Dr. Sam O. Egu, local government authorities, vulnerable religious leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony and laying of the foundation stone of the TAF City, which when completed will be the biggest integrated private sector-led housing initiative in Africa. TAF City is an important part of our goal to deliver 1 million homes in sub-Saharan Africa between 2018 and 2038. We have realized that the housing deficit in Africa cannot be solved by just developing housing estates. And as such, the development of cities and micro-cities in the different regions, states, and countries would better alleviate the problem of mass affordable housing delivery. The concept of cities rather than estates also provides other amenities such as education, recreation, factories, and other industries. The development of TAF City is guided by the concept of providing a conducive environment for where residents can live, work, and play, thereby enjoying an excellent quality of life. It is designed to be an eco-friendly smart city with 5,000 homes, incorporating an entire agricultural value chain together with an industrial hub for light manufacturing. The development will also have its own educational and vocational training facilities and state-of-the-art amenities for sports and recreation, places of worship, commercial centers, amongst others. It is envisaged that 60,000 jobs will be created directly and 25 more indirectly jobs will be created through partnerships and collaboration with other actors, which will no doubt contribute significantly and contribute to the much needed reduction of the unemployment rate, particularly amongst the youth. Indeed, our vision is to see the Gambia move towards high-value jobs that focus on adding value in both service and manufacturing sectors in close proximity to people's homes. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Taft City is the biggest in Africa, being fully developed by one private developer, namely Taft Africa Global, which is registered in 8 African countries. In this regard, the successful launching of the Gambia project can only build confidence with other governments in scaling up and repeating the development in their respective countries. Today, Africa is rapidly moving towards economic integration with the recently launched African Free Trade Area. Against this backdrop, at Taft Africa Global, we view African continent as one marketplace with a human resource and customer base of over 1 billion people. That is the target market for every African undertaking and affords the Gambia enormous opportunities regardless of our size. Our 1 million homes commitment was conceived in this context. At this juncture, I would like to highlight that Africa continues to face considerable challenges in mass housing delivery. Some of these challenges include access to land, financing, and a trained and skilled workforce. Addressing these challenges cannot be left to local and national governments only. Citizens, in particular the private sector, must play an active role in bridging the financing and capacity gaps towards clean, affordable, safe, secure, and sustainable urban housing, which finances and facilitates trade between African countries. And then EBIT, which is the West African Bank, ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. Together, we share a common ambition of developing strong and effective partnerships for better managed cities and towns with adequate and affordable housing for our rapid growing populations, with governments as primary enablers. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to announce the setting up of a technical training institute under the Taft Africa Foundation to train youths on much needed skills in support of housing development and to support the implementation of the National Development Plan, with particular emphasis on youth unemployment. In this regard, our aim is to partner with government in responding to the growing housing and infrastructure needs of this nation, which today has a youth population in excess of 60% of the total population. That demography brings with it an urgent need for quality and affordable housing amongst other demands. Such a task cannot be left to government alone. And I am pleased to report, Mr. President, that in our journey towards this launch today, your government, through the able Minister of Lands, Regional Government, and Religious Affairs and other government agencies have been committed partners, providing the necessary support and providing the necessary support and accompaniment for success of this project. We by no means underestimate the value of such commitment and support, and for that, Mr. President, I want on my own behalf and on behalf of TAF Africa Global to thank you for your support, including your presence here today. I would also like to express our sincere appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, Honorable Musa Drame, and his staff. None of what we do would be possible without the staunch support of our partners. Accordingly, I would like to thank Trust Bank Gambia Limited, GT Bank Gambia, and Eco Bank Gambia for providing mortgages to our client. Shelter Afrique has been with us throughout our journey. Let me also express my gratitude and appreciation to the Managing Director of Shelter Afrique, Mr. Andrew Chifonda, for the confidence they've had in us in signing an MOU 2 years ago as a partner in the delivery of our 1 million homes delivery. Mr. Omar Silla, Regional Director of UN Habitat, is also with us today. And for us, this is a confirmation of the importance that UN Habitat accords to our partnership. We signed an MOU early this year as a partner recognizing the delivery of housing in Africa, and we thank you for this opportunity. I would also like to recognize and thank the delegation from Afri-Exim Bank, Mr. Itong Eric and Munchu, Regional Chief Operating Officer, Anglophone West Africa, and Wisdom Tawia, Consultant Client Relations, Anglophone West Africa, for attending this event as we are in the process of negotiations on our partnership. Our appreciation also goes to Dr. Ologunjuo Moses Olalekan Ashimulu, Vice President in charge of operations, representing the President and Chairman of ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, George Ayikum Donko, as we are also negotiating in forming a partnership and about to sign an MOU. Our valuable clients have kept us going all these years. Thank you thank you for supporting us and for having confidence in TAF Africa Global for over 31 years. Let me also thank our subcontractors, and namely Doku, who did all the plumbing and water reticulation, and Bajam, headed by a Gambian lady, Madam Marimbai, for doing all our roads. I'd also like to thank Birkama Area Council, the chief and alcalos, and all religious leaders that are present here today. Last but not the least, my sincere appreciation to the staff of TAF Africa Global. You make everything possible. My thanks to my very supportive family, particularly my wife, who is always by my side. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. At TAF Africa Global, we thrive on challenges and following our dreams. We look forward to welcoming you all as residents of TAF City in the very near future. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, but you're still staying because you're going to announce the winners for the TAF Young Architects Affordable Housing Competition, right? Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Your Excellency, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, in conceiving this project, we thought that we should make it as Gambian as possible. So from its design, from the conception, because of my attachment to the youth, we gave an opportunity to the young architects of this country between the ages of 18 and 30. 42 of them enlisted, then 18 or 9 were shortlisted, and then we have 3 winners and consolation prizes. So these are the prizes. If they want to come along, please, very quickly. Where are the young architects? Consolation. Okay, for consolation prizes, we have Mr. Badu Job. Actually, if you watch Gambia TV and Star with Paradise about 2 weeks ago, we had a program on the selection process. My Nigerian brothers are looking at me. You know, the moment I set this initiative, it was taken up by the Housing Authority in Nigeria. And there's a competition ongoing at the national level on a young architects competition. So we are ahead of you. We are small. But our other part, we have already chosen the winners. So we're starting with Badu Job as a consolation prize. Okay. Badu, thank you very much. Congrats. Okay, then we have Nambu Ture. Thank you, Nambu. Well done. And then we have Abdul Hadir Jau. He's 5th. Thank you so much. And then we have Musa Silla as the 2nd runner-up. Sorry. Abdul Tamba, sorry. 4th position, Abdul Tamba. Thank you, well done. Congrats. Then we have Musa Silla as the 2nd runner-up. Now the 2nd runner-up is Musa Silla.
We did it's Ismaila Bojang.
We did Musa Silla as the 2nd runner-up. Okay. Ismaila Bojang is not here, but the wife is here to take the present. Well done. Congrats.
Thank you.
Now the winner is Abubakar Marigo. Marigo takes the first prize. I will not announce what is here because then maybe people will run after you. Thank you very much. And Your Excellency, Marigo has now been employed by TAF Africa Global. And what we do in the designs that they have done, if we use any of the designs, then they are paid professional fees, international professional fees for using their designs. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you. A round of applause for Uncle Njai. Tough once again. I was so shocked that you had to read from your script today because that's something he doesn't do. He always tries it out and says, you know what, let me just use my own. And he does it very well. But thank you so much. And now I would like to invite Mr. Andrew Chifonda to deliver a statement. He is the Managing Director of Shelter Afrique. A round of applause for him.
Your Excellency, the President of Gambia, Honorable Adama Barrow, the Honorable Minister of Lands and Regional Government and Regional Affairs, Musa S. Drame, the Executive Director, UN Habitat, Ms. Maimuna Mood Sharif, represented by my brother Omar Salah. There are a lot of distinguished ministers here. Of course, the man of the hour, the Group Managing Director, CEO, TAF Global, Mr. Mustafa Nji, Uncle TAF, the board of TAF Africa Global, the management of TAF Africa Global, the staff of TAF Africa Global, senior government officials represented, members of the diplomatic community, and everybody else, including the press corps. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Salam alaikum. Naka Subasi. Oh, you're not answering. Naka Subasi. Okay, I hope I'm saying it right. Your Excellency, it is an honor and privilege for me to be here today. I bring warm greetings from the board, Chairman of Shelter Afrique, Dr. Steve Minder, the board of Shelter Afrique, the management of Shelter Afrique. Why would Shelter Afrique be here in the Gambia? Who is Shelter Afrique? Uncle Tuff explained that Shelter Afrique is a Pan-African housing institution owned by the Gambia and 44 other countries in Africa, including the African Development Bank and Africa Reinsurance Corporation. So Shelter Afrique is owned by the Gambia and other countries in Africa. Our vision is clear: to provide decent and affordable homes for all Africans. And of course, we are dedicated to that mission through the investment of $1.2 billion channeled specifically towards supporting large-scale, low-cost housing in Africa. Our mission is clear: to be the preeminent provider of financial solutions, advisory solutions, research solutions that are geared towards delivering housing in Africa through public-private partnerships in order to sustain sustainable development impact. How do we do it? Since we're a financier and we can't be in all 44 countries, we do it by choosing strategic development partners whose core business is to deliver large-scale housing in Africa, whose vision is aligned to the delivery of housing in Africa. Why is that so? You'll be shocked to know that the shortage of housing in Africa through our Center of Excellence is estimated at 56 million units shortage of housing. Our people are living in substandard conditions. To fund such a shortage, you'd need at least at an average of $25,000, about $1.3 trillion. That is why we can only deliver housing through sustainable public-private partnerships. It brings me today to recognize Your Excellency, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, that one unique partner that, we found in the whole of Africa is TAF Africa Global. It's like they say, Nelson Mandela, a prophet is never always recognized in his own country. But I would like to say, Your Excellency, that had Mr. Mustafa Nji been in the United Kingdom, they would be calling him Sir Mustafa Nji. So I pray that, Your Excellency, you will find an award that is befitting of what I believe is a national treasure in the country of Gambia. Your Excellency, why did Shelter Afrique sign a memorandum of understanding with TAF Global? It's because, one, we have a relationship with TAF Africa Global that dates back from 2000. We have had relationships where we started our funding in the year 2000, so our relationship is 21 years old. We funded another project for TAF Africa Global, and we funded a third project with Traffic Africa Global. And I'd like to say beyond a reasonable shadow of doubt that the reputation that Uncle Taf has created within the confines of the Pan-African institution Shelter Afrique is such that even the board and other countries emulate the fact that we have. Take your time to clap more, it's worth it. Oh, thanks, Fatih. I also want to be like you when I grow up. So we have a developer that has the capacity to develop large-scale housing units. We have a developer that is credible, that when you give money to the institution, it is used for the right purpose. We have a developer that's prepared to pay loans and monies back in record time. We have a developer that is disciplined. We have a developer that's passionate, not only about the Gambia, but also about the country of Africa. TAF Global should be commended for setting the standard. We believe they are a pace setter. We are keen on, of course, exporting their expertise to the continent so that we can together address the matter of capacity in the industry. TAF City, we believe, is going to be a good foundation to develop the estimated. I listened to the speech from both Fatih and Uncle TAF, to deliver 5,000 units of housing, creating 60,000 jobs. I think that is commendable in terms of value add. It is for this reason I'm pleased also to highlight. And Lord TAF Leadership Academy, today we've also heard the launch of the TAF Technical Institute, which is committed in terms of the Leadership Academy in grooming and developing the next generation of entrepreneurs and business leaders. We are keen as Shelter Afrique, through the Shelter Afrique Foundation, to create a relationship with not only the TAF Leadership Academy, but also the Technical Institute, so that we can also find ways we can collaborate with our Center of Excellence. TAF Global represents our vision for Gambia, and of course, I've explained our relationship with TAF. I believe the first time I met Uncle TAF in Nairobi, Kenya, and he said to me, I have a vision. I have a vision to develop 1 million housing units in 20 years. I have a vision. I have a vision to ensure that in 20 years, you are developing at least 50,000 units. I believe that we as Shelter Afrique would only be but privileged to be part of sharing that vision as your funding partner, Uncle TAF. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the Gambia today, we have our focus on Africa as well, and we can promote multilateral solutions to our common problems. Your Excellency, I would like to announce that at the 40th Annual General Meeting of the Shelter Afrique, which was held on the 24th of June, 2021 in Yaoundé, Cameroon, we developed what is called the Yaoundé Declaration. We had 44 housing ministers, 44 finance ministers, together at a round table, wherein we promulgated that there needs to be a focus in the delivery of mass production of decent and affordable homes on the continent. This declaration is the first time in our organization's history that we have recommended a policy framework for all African countries to guide their actions on affordable housing. It is also critical because we are acknowledging the role that finance plays. The next step is to focus on larger frameworks such as the Africa Union 2063, the New Urban Agenda, which are also a part of already working, and we are already working on the model law with the African Union, of course in collaboration with UN Habitat. Your Excellency, Adama Barrow, President of Gambia, I would like to make a personal appeal that you help us advocate for the Yaoundé Declaration and the affordable housing and affordable housing at the African Union's Head of State Summit. If all governments can resolve to address affordable housing the way we have seen it is demonstrated today here at Tough City, we will move a lot closer to closing the housing deficit on the continent. As I conclude, I want to thank your audience and congratulations again to Uncle Taff. From today on.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, Honorable Ministers, Mayors, Chief Executive of local authorities, religious leaders, members of the diplomatic corps and consulars, the United Nations family, the CEO of Shelter Africa, my friend Andre Punchua, the Chairman, TAF Africa Global Limited, Mr. Mustafa Njai, and his amiable and professional staff as well. I bring warm greetings from Nairobi, especially from our Executive Director, Madam Maimouna Mot Sharif, and colleague from the UN Habitat Regional Office for Africa. Firstly, I would like to thank the management of TAF Global for the invitation to be part of this historical ceremony. On the 29th of July 2020, the United Nations Human Settlement Program, called UN Habitat, and TAF Africa Global entered a visionary cooperation by the signing of Memorandum of Understanding to develop private sector partnership for the delivery of affordable housing throughout Africa. UN Habitat is always eager to see private sector entities like TAF Africa Global emerging and breaking ground on the continent. Cognizant of TAF Global's notable work that transcends the border of the Gambian into 8 other African countries, particularly the project in River State, Nigeria, known as RIF TAF. UN Habitat is the agency mandated by the United Nations General Assembly to promote socially and environmentally sustainable towns and cities with the goal of providing adequate shelter for all. In discharge its duties, affordable housing, urban planning, layout design, incorporating smart cities concept, greening, are areas wherein the agencies provide support to many of its stakeholders, including the like of TAF Africa Global. As Africa is rapidly urbanizing, with more than half of this population living in urban areas by 2040, it's the moment than ever to take a new path toward transforming our cities and human settlement into livable and attractive place for investment. UN Habitat, which is present in more than 24 countries in sub-Saharan Africa, believe that well-planned and managed cities can be engine for economic growth, and private sectors has key role to play in achieving this transformative goal. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, you may agree with me that affordable housing is one of the primary challenges faced by government, including in the developed world. And I must underscore the cardinal role of national government in creating an enabling environment in the provision of affordable housing, policy, strategy, readily available and accessible land, tax credit to benefit those in the lower rank of the housing market are key to affordable housing. The Regional Office for Africa is one of many regional offices of UN Habitat that provide technical and advisory services, design and implementation support, as well as resource mobilization for its partners with a focus on the African continent. The Regional Office for Africa works with national and local government, private sector, academia, just to name a few of the Habitat Agenda partners on issues pertinent to the mandate of the agencies. In the Gambia, like other countries on the continent, affordable housing and ease for the foreseeable future will be a challenge for government to grapple with, particularly as it concerns honoring the social contract between national government and citizenry. For population, urban and rural alike, to have access to affordable housing, it requires a collective effort of both government, national and subnational, to work hand in glove with relevant stakeholders to ensure that all the input or ingredient in the provision of affordable housing are put together. This includes the policies, strategy by government and associate institutions, as well as suitable and accessible land, and to the extent possible, the basic and trunk infrastructure such as water, electricity, and possibly sewage at hand, close to the site to positively impact the cost of housing, again making housing affordable. Affordable housing solutions should be viewed holistically. National government ought to invest in research and design to explore the availability of local building material that are environmentally and cost-friendly for the economically weaker section of the populations. Unfortunately, in most of our African countries, we experience a very high percentage of imported building material, thus making housing costs prohibitive or unaffordable for a significant number of households. It is gratifying to note that TAF has over the years demonstrated leadership in housing provision in the Gambia, and he is supposedly the trailblazer on real estate development in the Gambia, and I personally believe this is one of the many projects it has embarked and successfully executed. Human Habitat has also learned that TAF Africa Global has gone beyond building house and has singularly invested in skill development through its leadership, academic training, and tooling treatment, and we hear this competition being closed. Another exemplary feat worthy of mention is a recent architectural design competition for affordable housing design for Gambian, launched by TAF. UN Habitat is delighted to be associated with TAF Africa Global, and this is an event in the recently signed MOU. Excellency, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here in front of you representing UN Habitat Executive Director, I would like to commit that UN Habitat will open up its continental and global footprint to TAF Africa Global, and will do everything possible to open doors in other African countries to support TAF Global actualize the vision of a 1 million home in sub-Saharan Africa. For that as well, I would like to welcome you to attend the World Urban Forum 2022 in Poland as an opportunity to showcase progress we are making in Africa on the housing delivery context. To conclude, I would like to reiterate my thanks to the management of TAF Africa Global for inviting UN Habitat to the laying of the foundation stone for TAF cities, a smart and green cities. I thank you all for listening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Silla. Well, the sun is very hot. I can see everyone is busy fanning themselves. So I'll go right into it and call on Mr. Eric Monchu Intong to deliver a statement. He is the Regional Chief Operating Officer, Anglophone West Africa for Afrexim Bank. A round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. I also want to be like you when I grow up. Your Excellency, President Adamu Barrow of the Republic of the Gambia, members of the Diplomatic Corps, honorable ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to stand on established protocol. On behalf of Professor Benedict Orama, President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, I wish to express a sincere gratitude to have been invited to attend this very important and landmark occasion. Taft City is the biggest affordable housing estate with residential and other amenities in Africa being developed by Taft Africa Global in the Gambia, a key member country of the African Export-Import Bank. The African Export-Import Bank was created in 1993 in Abuja, Nigeria, and today has 51 member countries, among which we have the Republic of the Gambia. Your Excellency, Taft Africa Global Limited keeps making Africa proud by being a pan-African real estate development company with presence in 8 African countries, including Nigeria, Togo, Senegal, Cameroon, where I am from, and of course, the Gambia, Mozambique, just to name a few. Taft Africa Global has been identified by Afrexim Bank as an intra-African trade champion, and the bank will work tirelessly to provide advisory, facilitative, and financing support in line with its strategy hinged on 4 pillars, namely intra-African trade, industrialization and export development, trade finance, leadership, and financial soundness and performance. Taft has, over the years, been involved in numerous PPP projects in key cities of the continent. We cite the G-Taft Special Economic Zone in Banjul and the Reef Taft Golf Estate in Port Harcourt. Today, we are here to witness the foundation stone laying of Taft City, another PPP project with the government of the Gambia. As a Pan-African multilateral trade finance institution with a mandate to promote and finance intra- and extra-African trade, Afrexim Bank is committed to championing the promotion and expansion of trade and investment in the Gambia and Africa at large. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I would like to reiterate that the bank is willing to provide support not only to Taft, but also to other key players in the Gambian economy. We have provided trade finance facilities to Trust Bank Gambia, EcoBank Gambia, Vista Bank Gambia, Bloom Bank Gambia, Basic Gambia, GT Gambia. We are commencing banking relationship with the Central Bank of the Gambia through our Central Bank Deposit Program and FX swap facilities. The bank has also financed the importation of 400 million doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccine by African countries through the Africa Vaccine Acquisition Trust Initiative. And we are pleased to advise that the Gambia has been one of the beneficiaries, African countries, having received the first set of those in August 2021, with a balance to be delivered between now and September 2022. This was done by the issuance of a guarantee in favor of Johnson & Johnson to the tune of $2 billion US. We have also identified the airport and the seaport expansion projects as trade enabling infrastructure, which we will work with the various partners to support. And it will help to provide financing support to stimulate economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Your Excellency, the destiny of Africa is in the hands of Africans. And the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement is a testament to the fact that Africa is now ready to chart its own path to economic development. It is in this context that the Afrexim Bank promoted the first intra-African trade fair in 2018 in Egypt, and the second edition will be taking place this year during November 15 to 21, 2021, in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. I am using this opportunity, Your Excellency, to invite all of us here present to participate massively, for that is the only way we are going to start trading among ourselves. We are going to take our destiny into our hands. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Intong. We're certainly doing that, taking our destiny into our own hands. At this juncture, I just sounded like my, my South African friends there. But we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Just bear with us, because I now have the honor to call on stage Dr. Olagunju Moses Olalekan Ashimolu to deliver a statement. He is the Vice President in charge of operations of ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Fancy. I think like every other person that has spoken earlier before, I also want to grow up and be like you. You've been doing a very fantastic job. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Gambia, President Adama Barrow, honorable ministers and members of government and parliament here present, members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industry here present, distinguished senators here present, royal fathers and traditional rulers, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor and the privilege to be representing the President of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, Dr. George Ajekudonkom, in this special occasion. EBID, as you all know, is a bank owned by the Republic of Gambia, as well as 14 other countries in ECOWAS. The president of the bank has asked me to convey his regret for his inability to be at this momentous occasion due to prior commitments, and send his well wishes and support for this program, and congratulates most especially Mr. Mustafa Njae and his team for this wonderful job and lovely initiative. EBID is indeed excited to be part of today's event for a number of reasons. First, this ceremony is a precursor to the development of 5,000 affordable housing units in the Gambia. Secondly, development of this project is in and of itself an avenue for job creation for hundreds of people. And thirdly, this development is taking place in Gurunjul, outside of Banjul, which means it will lead to the development of a part of the country other than the capital. It may also interest you to know, Your Excellency, Gunju is actually one of the abbreviations of my first name, Olagunju. So I'm personally excited to be part of this program. Your Excellency, the characteristics of this project align with the objectives of our bank, your bank, which is the development of finance institution of West Africa. As you may well be aware, EBID has been at the forefront of infrastructure development in the sub-region. And for decades, we have been doing this wonderfully well. One area of interest is the provision of infrastructure of all kinds, including the real estate sector. On the African accommodation challenges, Your Excellency, the attractiveness of urban and peri-urban areas to the rural folks in our countries has led to increasing housing deficits across the sub-region. With the continuous migration of people from rural areas into regional capitals and capital cities in search of greener pastures, the existing infrastructure has scarcely been adequate in accommodating them. Those that are fortunate enough to find shelters live in chaos and metal containers, leading to the springing up of slums in the inner cities. The increasing housing deficit has resulted in sustained melee with its attendant problems, including teenage pregnancies, increased drug use and abuse, security concerns, among others. Many of such migrants who abandon their education midstream for various reasons, including the lack of sponsorship and a desire to start earning money quickly, do not find education appealing anymore while sleeping rough in the cities. Your Excellency, the housing deficit in Nigeria is estimated to be around 22 million units, while that of Ghana is pegged at about 1.2 million units. In the Gambia, it is estimated to be around 50,000 units. This phenomenon presents a headache to government as well as the infrastructure budget, which is hardly enough to accommodate social housing for the masses. The ever-tightening fiscal budget space does not allow for the government to support the provision of affordable housing in scale to accommodate everyone either. This calls for a private sector intervention through private initiative or public-private partnership to help ease the burden. That is what establishments like TAP Africa Global bring to the value to the table, venturing into spaces where others will find it difficult to venture. It is not just a question of the provision of housing, but rather the provision of affordable housing to make it impactful. TAP's byword, a modern lifestyle at affordable prices, is apt to the occasion. A lot of factors come to play here, really. The limited availability of mortgage facilities, the cost of mortgage facilities where it's available, the high cost of inputs and low income levels conspire to throw affordability out of the windows. The above enumerated factors and the notoriously lengthy processes of acquiring legitimate titles are actually challenges for our people in order to acquire titles to property, and this makes the cost of having housing very prohibitive. What is the way around about this, Mr. President? Given that government alone cannot resolve this crisis, it is imperative that the private sector joins hands with government to deal with the situation. For this to happen, a number of factors will have to be considered. First is the issue of housing financing. There is a need for government to engage the financial sector to come up with tailor-made mortgage facilities that will make it possible for middle-income earners to buy and own homes over time. For this to happen, government may have to provide loanable funds, fiscal incentives, or both to the sector, given that they will bear the risk of default. This will not only address the risk of impairment, but also provide a guarantee against the loan, including scarce foreign exchange, manufacturing locations, excise taxes, freight charges, and local taxes engines. While the former three are beyond state control, the last is actually within the remit and the ambit of government power. Governments could actually consider ways of reducing the total cost of housing inputs through the provision of tax incentive to builders. This could help reduce the final cost of housing to boost the affordability agenda. Getting innovative. In addition to helping to provide finance and addressing the high input costs, we can get creative about the business of home ownership. One of such is the rent-to-own scheme, which are one way one of the ways actually be used to defray the cost of the accommodation over time. After having settled the food value of the house, they become owners of same, possessing. In conclusion, Your Excellency, there are other bottlenecks that will need to be addressed to make housing more affordable. Issues like the land administration, which covers land purchases, documentation, and other ownership, and at the core of cost. To conclude, let me reiterate the need for the public and private sectors to work hand in hand to provide affordable housing for our people. Let me once again congratulate TAF Africa Global and its wonderful team, ably led by Mr. Mundafa Ijai, for the brilliant and bold initiative to roll out this immense project. I think they deserve a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the president of EBID, Dr. Jonko, I would like to wish you well for this project and future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I can still remember the Gunju part. So thank you so much. A round of applause for all our speakers once again. I think the fact that he made mention of affordable, young people like us can now, feel at ease a little, because we've been wondering what will become of us. Land is getting expensive. Things are getting expensive. So when I was coming here, Uncle Taf, someone told me, Mulushi, yange dem de wahal Uncle Taf ne. Hamga gaiden de wa affordable. Ñun de yal nañ ko mëna afford nak, because ñun young people yi lolay yaakaar su ko defee ñu mëna door di dajale xaalis bi nga xam ne duñ war a woori xam nga di lifin gaay constructors yi ñu rey land ba nga share so mën nañoo dajale fii xam nga maybe we na 1 million and then ñoo jox la ko nga xam ne ñun tamit ñu mëna saam suñ bopp. I hope that will happen, because when I read the brief it said what? Affordable housing, so that we can solve the issue of land deficiency and just housing deficiency in the sub-region. So I'm pretty very much happy that TAF is very much conscious of that, and the fact that we, the young people, there's a high tendency that we will be the ones occupying these houses, because in the next 20 years, going by the life expectancy, I know that hopefully I'll be here to witness it, yeah? So we pray and we are hopeful. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I believe the speakers have reiterated the purpose of which we are all gathered here today. And I think it is indeed a signal, and the fact that the President himself is here with us shows that there's so much commitment from national levels, so much commitment from partners, from the sub-region, local partners. And what's left now is for us Gambians, ourselves, to take ownership of this. And we used to just, lagging behind sometimes. But what we need to do sometimes is just buckle up and also participate and contribute what we can, so that we can realize the goal all together. On that note, we are at the bottom of it all. I'd like to invite, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the President, Mr. Adama Barrow, to address the occasion. Ladies and gentlemen.
honorable cabinet ministers, senior government officials and service chiefs, National Assembly members, local government authorities, to put this occasion into context, let me acknowledge that one of the basic human rights that continue to attract attention is the right to shelter globally, particularly in Africa. Shelter for many households remain largely exclusive, despite government efforts and huge investments in housing estates and other infrastructure development programs. Many homeless persons still roam the streets by day and night in every part of the world. It is obvious, therefore, that collaboration between the public and private sectors remain the surest way of addressing the challenge in countries where poverty rates are high. The need to address the housing dilemma in Africa and my government resolve to strengthen public-private partnership is the reason for our active involvement in this ceremony. Laying the foundation stone for Tough City accords me the opportunity to demonstrate solidarity with a key partner and contributor to development. I will congratulate Alhaji Mustafa Njai. I came to know Alhaji Mustafa physically in 1991 when I was the salesman at the Musa Njai and Sons hardware store. He came to the store to buy building materials. He was about to pay, and he opened his bag. He was having a check. I called his attention that we don't accept personal checks. He said, I am Mr. Mustafa Njai. I said, what, Mustafa Njai? That's the time I came to know him. But he has always been very hardworking, very determined, very brave. But I was surprised when he decided to move to Nigeria. I was very skeptical and I was nervous that I think the Nigerian system will be too smart for a Gambian. But I was wrong in my thinking. Today, Mustafa Njai is a household name in Nigeria, the biggest black country in the world and the biggest economy in Africa. So I have no doubt that Mustafa Njai can establish anywhere in Africa if he survives in Nigeria. Congratulations, Mr. Mustafa Njai. But from the time I came to know Mustafa Njai in 1991, it is today 30 years. Who would have thought Mustafa Njai will invite me today as President of the Republic to launch Tough City? Mr. Mustafa Njai, thank you very much for the invitation. But I assure you that, as president, my government will give Gambian all the support and will create the environment for all businesses to operate in this country peacefully and successfully. So we are calling on all Gambians to try to venture into business. Government is ready to partner with you. No doubt about that. The sky is the limit. As a result, I am here to associate my government with private sector contribution to national development and to appreciate and highlight the excellent work of an illustrious son of the Gambia, Mr. Mustafa Njai. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the development of Tough City accords me our nation's infrastructure development program as captured in the National Development Plan 2018-2021. It is satisfying and a source of pride as Gambians that Tough Africa Global is among Gambians companies taking a leadership role in providing safe and comfortable homes in beautiful surroundings that match modern development trends. We referenced to housing estates and for purposes of sustainable development, our ecosystem must be given due consideration and protected. It is appreciated that this project is guided by such wisdom. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when I came to office in 2017, I urged Gambian businesses to seize the new Gambia's opportunity to devise creative ways of attracting and retaining high-value investments for the transformation of our economy. Today, no one doubts that our political environment is conducive enough for all sorts of private sector investments. I still hold the view that as an engine of growth, the private sector or Gambian entrepreneurs need to play a critical role in the country's economic expansion process and own it. The government has amply demonstrated the political will, and we will continue to provide the right policy environment for both public and private sector success in order that we realize our development goals as a nation. Thus, we must not only admit that Gambian entrepreneurs have a major role to play in building a prosperous Gambia, but must also allow and support them to play the role effectively. Distinguished guests, the Tough City Initiative is a laudable venture. It will contribute to the realization of the right to shelter, which is also one of the sustainable development goals of the United Nations. Apart from this, the Gambia, with its youthful population, is cultivating the modern culture of maintaining a nucleus family with the lifestyle that goes with it. This calls for matching housing schemes that fulfill such desires. We cannot deny that lifestyles are changing, but there is greater awareness of the importance of healthy lifestyles in clean, safe, and eco-friendly environment. Tough Africa Global intends to provide an integrated scheme that responds to healthy lifestyles in an environment which is safe, able to provide shelter, and has space for agri-business. As reflected in our investments, my government is committed to supporting ventures that ensure food security, promote agriculture as a business, and most importantly, create opportunities for our youth to explore viable sources of livelihoods. This project is one of such ventures. I have noted that Tough City intends to create opportunities where homeowners will engage in different aspects of agriculture to grow what they eat, and assist in lowering the cost of importation of food products through intensive farming. This will certainly boost our economy and attract foreign exchange, as any excess made will be STEM and the technical and vocational education training with the required skills. Gambian citizens will perform better and contribute their full quota to development. My recent inauguration of the Ndemban Technical Vocational Engineering Training Center in Fonyi reinforced my belief that skills development in the country will get across all boundaries, including gender and social status. Gambians like Mustafa Njai and Tough Africa Global have demonstrated this and have succeeded internationally. They have impressed expertise and decades of experience to inspire and motivate our youth to effectively develop their skills, especially in construction. I commend Tough Africa Global for their hard work and sense of innovation, and for providing affordable homes and creating job opportunities for young Gambians, both in and outside the country. Mr. Mustafa Njai is a role model, and I hope this ceremony will inspire and encourage our youth to learn from him and use the opportunities before them. Besides the youths, this housing project will surely provide opportunities for the communities in the area and beyond. We are confident that once realized, Tough City will be a fabulous signature and landmark project that will improve the quality of life or living standards of its residents. It is through such unique initiatives that we can transform our landscape and grow our economy. I am bound to congratulate Tough Africa Global and its partners on these great initiatives. Congratulations to you all. Allow me once again to call upon all Gambians for us to renew our commitment to the progress and development of our beloved nation. While government can guarantee the right policy environment, it is up to each of us in the public or private sector to take up the challenge, making the Gambia the envy of our sub-region. Together, we can achieve it through a peaceful and stable environment where all types of investment thrive. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, to formally mark the commencement of this 2-year project, I invite you to join me to lay the foundation stone for the construction of Tough City. May God bless our efforts. Long live the Gambia. Forward ever, backward never. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, for that very comprehensive speech. All right. Sambi, mbatu da manindamba. All right. At this juncture, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, for that statement. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us hope too. We are glad that your story is one that we can draw inspiration from. But at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to almost the end of it. But of course, the president, together with Mr. Njaya, are going to lead us to the laying of the foundation stone, because the president is going to do that. Thereafter, I would have to go inside this room you are seeing here, so that the president with his cabinet ministers and other dignitaries can have a look of the model that TAF wants to implement here. But I kindly ask that entry will be restricted, as the place is so tight, so the number of media houses who are going to go in there would be very limited. And the president would, of course, go also in there with some limited amount of guests. So we kindly urge that if you cannot go in there, especially the media houses, you can liaise with your fellow media houses to get footage. We always do that. But please do not congest the place, as it is so tight. On that note, thank you all so much for gracing this occasion. And yes, staff, you may now lead the president to the laying of the foundation stone. A round of applause, please, everyone. Thank you. We understand the president bitala Gunjur le fanam for Friday prayers ning. The president will be in Gunjur at the mosque for the Friday prayers as well. Thank you. Can you please go to the tent? Media houses, please go to the tent.
fi nga xam ne mooy Taf City président baa ngi noonu gannaaw bu mu gaaralee kàddum wax ci nag ci kàddum lu am solo wane na dina fulaal li nga xam ne mooy Taf City dina si jël tam opportunité pour ñaax ndaw ñi ak ñu mel ni Taf di gën di invest li nga xam ne mooy réewi Gambia te nguuram dina jàppale képp nga xam ne ni am nga jubluwaay pour def li nga xam ne lu mel nii la. ni am na mbégte bu baax am na wax na tam fi nga xam ne foofu la jaar ak Taf mu def ba xam ko mu nekk fanweeri at ren si bu nga ko xam 1991 si bu moo liggéeyal Moussa Ndiaye and Sons Taf ñëw fa jënd si fa building matériel te jamono yooyu duñ doon jël li nga xam ne mooy chèque waaye ko ne man la Moustapha Ndiaye loolu yëpp mu ngi doon nettali jaar diggante moom ak ki nga xam ne mooy Moustapha Ndiaye Taf tey nag Taf toll fii moom tam mu nekk président bi mu ñëw Taf City so mu nekk lu nga xam ne ni yëg na ko te am na si mbégte te nee na nguuram dinañ bëgg jàppale tam ñoo xam ne ni am nañ bugga bi am nañ yëg-yëg bi pour def li nga yóbbu Gambie si kanam teg nañ li nga xam ne mooy xeer bi noonu ba pare yéen a ko gisal seen boppa den dugg na nag si néeg bu nga xam ne bépp plan buñ bugg a def fii foofu leen ko teg pour mu seetaan li nga xam ne mu xool ko nekk na nag cité bu nga xam ne ni cité bu am cité bu rafet la boo xam ne nii bu àggee nii rek dina rafet ba nga xam ne nii dina bokk si cité yi gën a rafet waxuma si Gambia waaye si li nga xam ne mooy Afrique kii di président Barrow gërëm na bu baax ki nga xam ne mooy Moustapha Ndiaye si ak farlu mu ne si koo xam ne nii bu ko xamee ba léegi si liggéey rek la ko xam mu mel ni loolu doomu réew bu nekk nag wax dëgg yàlla seen njiiti réew su ñëwee joxe kàddu seede si yow kàddu yu rafet seen waxtam seen jaar-jaar te dara ñaawut si yëpp nekkoon li nga xam ne yokkute la loolu ndam lu rëy la si kii nga xam ne mooy Moustapha Ndiaye ay naataangoom tam ñëw fii ñu jógee Nigeria ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom la bëgg a lëkkalool pour def liggéey bu rëy bi sayen sax ma xaatim li nga xam ne mooy lëkkaloo wala déggoo ñu gën ko am si MOU loolu tam nekk na li nga xam ne lu am solo mu mel ni Taf City bi am na solo bu baax wax na ne sax amoon na lu ko naqari bi nga xamee ne Taf jógee na ku mel ni doomu réew bi mel nii war a def lii si réewam ba amoon jamono mu jógee fi sax daal di dem fële si Nigeria ne amoon na lu ko naqari wa amoon na si jaaxle ndax nit yi leebul bu Nigerian si toll ak bu Gambien si mu jaaxaloon mu wane na nag képp koo xam ne nii liggéey nga Nigeria ba am fa ràññee foofu boo dem si biir Afrique di nga fa mën a tee liggéey parce que Nigeria nekk na réew bu nga xam ne réew bu rëy la réew bu am doole la réew bu am économique la kon xam na ne léegi kii di Moustapha Ndiaye Taf fépp si àdduna fu mu dem mun na faa liggéey ndaxam jaar na si réew mi nga xam ne mooy Nigeria naxarlu trop mu yégee ne dem na fa si ay loolu nag ay si dundin la woon jamono bi nga xamee ne ni demoon na fële di Nigeria mu fa lii di liggéeyam président bi noonu na loolu na xadi woon na ko trop si jamono yooyu waaye tey gis nga ko loolu jeex na tey Taf City teg neen li nga xam ne mooy xeer bu njëkk bi ànd si ak président Adama Barrow te mu am mbégte si lool si teewaayam fii ak dugoo sa wax ji rek nu mu ko gaaralee kàddum soo jàngatee si biir waxam di nga xam doomi réew yu bëri nii leen war a mel président bi ñaax na ñu bëri dugg si lii te nguuram dinañ si jàppale te lii tam mun na yokk koom-koomi réew yi wane na tam ñi ñàkk fuñ dëkk bëri na trop si àdduna si du Gambie rek loolu bëri na trop si àdduna si soo lii nag mun naa wàññi loolu comme niñ ko waxee si gannaaw kii lii mun na yokk bu baax li nga xam ne mooy koom-koomi réew mi because nekk na lu nga xam ne ni nekk na lu nga xam ne ni réew mun na see dogee màgg ndaw yi dinañ si mun a am liggéey mu nekk lu nga xam ne ni lu am solo la moo tax event bi am na ko lan nga seew
No, definitely another development in the Gambia. Because the whole world is rising, and Gambia is rising. And what impressed me more, that the occasion is endorsed by the president. First and foremost, the climate change in the world, the first bottom you consider Gambia as an eco-friendly country. This meeting was more about the future than about the past. It's about housing, but also about environment, about how we want to extend our lives, because you cannot go against nature. When the nature is changing, Gambia ought to change. Now, this model of housing, what impresses and inspires me most to come is the topics about ecological change, about agriculture, what you call eco-agriculture, something like people can really benefit from what they grow. People can know also how to use fruits and how to plant vegetables. These were just all abstract agriculture, but agriculture become a business and an economy Gambia have to benefit from all sorts of resources. Gambia is gifted with water. We have enough water, probably more than Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, America. We have a lot of water here. But simply because we are using now the natural resources of Gambia, and we are using it to build house, at the same time, these resources are creating employment, and also training and teaching. This magnify the Gambia project bigger. The Gambia project is actually housing, ecological training, ecological management, and also sufficient livelihood. Now, we in Gambia, chief journalist, my boss is passing by. You have to cut this from the tape, but Malik, I have to. Let me finish this one. Thank you. By coming to this place today, I come to compliment my brother and my good friend. Taf is my brother, not only ideologically, but also biologically. And in countries where Taf is having projects, those countries already have cultural exhibitions. So it's like I'm very close to the Pan-African dream of Gambia have to take a center stage on this of being here to witness this day. Thank you very much. I look forward more times with Iron Africa. Actually, Oko Drame, music producer. In fact, I like Iron Africa, and I watched it even last night. God bless you. Okay, nga xam ne mooy plan bi nekk benn cité bu nga xam ne mun neen wax ne sax si li nga xam ne mooy Africa muy loo xam ne nii nag président bi bég na si bégee mu ngi ko président bi li nga xam ne mu ngi ko nangu bu baax a baax ok président bi am na mbégte bu baax a baax si li nga xam ne mooy xew-xew bi si nu mu gaaralee kàddoom wane na gars yi dina continuer di support li nga xam ne mooy doomi réew yi nga xam ne ni soo pare neen pour invest si réew mi lu mel ni ak leneen soo nekk na lu nga xam ne ni lu am solo la kon mbokk yi xew-xew baa ngi noonu président bi su fi jógee dafa mel ni mu ngi war a dem fi nga xam ne mooy Gunjur daal di dem julli foofu li nga xam ne mooy mu daal di génn dem julli foofu nga xam ne mooy juma waayam si li nga xam ne mooy bis bu am solo ñu nga xam ne ni ok comme ni leen ko waxee rek ba léegi rek ñu ngi continuer di event bi mu ngi nekk lu nga xam ne ni mu ngi jëm si jeex bu nga xam ne président bi gaaral na kàddum muy kàddu solo la kàddu mbégte la sant tam ki nga xam ne mooy Moustapha Ndiaye Taf si liggéey bu am solo bi nga xam ne tey ñooy xeet yi gën a nekk fii si réew mi benn buy njëkk a xam ne mooy njëkk a am muy benn in wolof buy def benn si la noonu la koy compter ñu dem si Paul Didi si Socé Saba ba si Saraxule ba si Manjaago ba si Aku Seven so yooyu noonu yëpp dafa am bu si nekk rek blog yi boppam la moo nekk boo xam ne ni Taf noonu la nar a continuer cité bi nag plan bi mu ngi noonu si biir li nga xam ne mooy néeg boobu noonu président bi nekk ak li nga xam ne ñooy ministre am ak Taf boo ko xoolee bu méngoo ak jamono la bu am solo la Taf nag nekk ak taxawaayam si nekkul Gambie rek si Afrique la Nigeria Ghana Sénégal yu bëri mu fa amal lu mel ni lu mu am fii
moo tax ñu dee bëgg doomi réew di invest si li nga xam ne mooy réewam lii tam nag war na comme ni ko président bi wax na ndaw ñu bëri war nañ see roy si ki nga xam ne mooy taf di jéem a indi projet yu mel nii yaatal ko ba nga xam ne ni ñu bëri dinañ si dabu li nga xam ne mooy seen warsak te loolu daf si am solo bu baax a baax ku nit ku ne foog doomu réew bu nga xam ne yàlla daf la dénk da nga war a try ngay invest si li nga xam ne mooy sa réew dafa nekk lu nga xam ne loolu am solo la wante loolu dina tax koom-koomi réew bi jëm kanam dina tax tam lii di xëy ak ngoon si réew mu mun a yomba waaye am na ñu nga xam ne ni yàlla dénk na leen lu ëpp sax lu mu dénk taf bot ñu ngi ko teg rek te loolu yóbbu réew kanam yóbbu fenn kanam na nit ñi génn a invest réew mi invest si dëkku tabax dëkkuwaay parce que dëkkuwaay ñi ko ñàkk dafa bëri te lu bëri si askan bi pour ñu am ko si réew mi fii nekk na li nga xam ne dina jëfe lii nga xam ne tam mooy government bi war na see jublu bu baax a baax a baax si lu mel ni lii moom itam jéem a tabax ay dëkkuwaay parce que balaa suuf li nga xam ne moo fi nekk government bi tam war na bàyyi xel bu baax si suuf si nga xam ne des na si réew mi ñu bañ ko pasaree contrôle ko bu baax a baax xam ñu koy jox ñoo xam ne ni duñ ko pasaree ëllëg waaye bañ koo jox tam ñu nga xam ne dañuy dem rek jënd ko fens ko bàyyi ko fa pare muñ bàyyi loolu ay xat bu développement amee ñu door a ñëw di def lu nga xam ne ni mooy jaay te loolu bokk si li nga xam ne mun naa yóbbu réew kanam suuf bi Gambia dese land bi nga xam ne dese neen ko na ko nguur gi contrôle def li nga xam ne lu am solo la bu fekkee loolu benn la si yi nga xam ne nit mun na see invest ba ay ndaw am fi ay xëy di si daan seen doole ba mun see jógee tam am li nga xam ne mooy seen ay kër wante tam mbéy mi private sector war nañ see mun a invest parce que mbéy mi nekk na lu nga xam ne ni tey boo demee si réew yi ëpp doole si àdduna bi ñi fa gën a am alal ñooñu si mbéy la ñooy yëngu kon private sector bi lii di nguur gi war na mun a encourage li nga xam ne ñooy private sector bi ñu dugal seen loxo tam si li nga xam ne mooy mbéy mi rawatina mbéy mu nga xam ne mooy mbéyam mu ñëw dundee lu si mel ni soble bi pompiteer bi maalo bi bu ko suuf bi am na fi fii si réew mi ndox am na fi kon nag ne si gars yi invest bu baax a baax bañ koo bayee rek su nga xam ne ñooy suñu yaay ñu am ay 60 70 years buñ leen bugg a bayee la loolu mënuñ see bay lu nga xam ne ni luy dundal réew mi la kon nguur gi tam tey war naa jàngee lu bëri si li nga xam ne ni taf def na ko because tey suñ sàmm doon place bi tey si diggante Gunjur ak Kiti mu neen wax ne taf tey du doon di am li nga xam ne mooy space bi pour war fee ñëw sampa fi taf city bu nga xam ne dina am solo lu dem si juróomi junne kër ñu war ko fee sampa si diir boo xam ne ni mu neen wax yàgg na yàggut kon loolu nekk na taxawaay bu nga xam ne bu am solo la nguur yi neen jéem a encourage tam ñeneen ñi borom alali ñuy dem si yenn ni décentralise tam li nga xam ne mooy city si décentralise tam li nga xam ne mooy développement bi yóbbu ko tam war neen mën a gis foo ñi war neen fa mën a gis city ñoomi war neen fa mën a gis city dégg nga war neen mën a gis city tam li nga xam ne mooy URR city bu nga xam ne bu bakkane la bu ko tey réeréw la mbir si tur si too amee pour nit ñi sax fu ñoo fanaan dina nekk lu nga xam ne nii dafa doy waar trop because hôtel si yëpp dina daal di fees waaye tey nguur gi bu àndee ak private sector sampa city basse sampa city li nga xam ne mooy Bansang sampa ko li nga xam ne ni mooy Makati da ngaa gis ne dina wàññi lii nga xam ne mooy coono yi nga xam ne bu too amee wala xew-xewi ré pour bëri bi fanaanu nekk lu nga xam ne lu problème la ni décentraliser ko def ko URR fi nga xam ne mooy Soma décentraliser ko xam ne tam mooy CRR ba si boori Saalum bi noonu loolu dina nekk lu nga xam ne lu am solo jamono ju ñu nekk ni lépp lu nga xam ne la ñu koo def si biir réew mi dañ ko war a décentraliser pour gis ne yooyu yëpp dina am si bëri si réew mi mu mel ni président baa ngi noonu gannaaw bi nga xam ne teg neen xeer bi foofu la plan ni cité bi nekk xoolaan ko mu ngi ni di dem Gunjur tey foofu la war a jullee di li nga xam ne mooy juma si juma boobu nga xam ne sell si nga xam ne ni foofu la maam Cheikh Omar Fouti jaaroon tey nag président bi lii na opportunité bu rëy la ñëw teg xeer soo ko mu mel ni programme si bëri neen loolu war a taxal gars yi gàttal programme bi waaye président bi pare na mu ngi noonu di muuf di dem fi nga xam ne mooy Gunjur dem julli foofu noonu li nga xam ne mooy Friday li nga di juma mu mel ni mbokk yi tey depuis si suba ñu ngi woon fii si Taf City nag si ngeen ko déggee mu ngi nekk si diggante Kiti ak Gunjur because half bi laal na si Kiti ten half bi laal na fi nga xam ne mooy Gunjur leen lépp nag ngeen naan doon si ak télé bu mag bi bu nga xam ne ni jëlal leen li nga xam ne nii moo fa xew si anam bu rafet si anam bu nga xam ne nii yéen ñëpp da ngeen xam lu fa xew depuis si suba ñu ngi woon fii si Taf City muy lu nga xam ne nii tey war nañ see jàngee lu bëri ndaw ñi war nañ see jàngee lu bëri rawatina ndaw ñi nga xam ne yàlla dénk na leen koom wala yàlla dénk na leen ñu am tuuti nen roy ki nga xam ne mooy Moustapha Ndiaye Taf because lu mu def nii lu am solo la te tey ñaata 1000 nit wala ñaata téeméeri nit ñoom ñuy xëy fii tey di fi liggéey mu nekk lu nga xam ne lu am solo te itam nag after loolu ñuy jéem a yombal dëkkuwaay bi li nga xam ne mooy dëkkuwaay bi loolu dina nekk lu nga xam ne ni lu am solo la ba doomi réew yi ñi nga xam ne ni ñu ngi traité tuuti ñoom itam ñu yombalal leen pour ñu mun a am si kër yi yombal bu nga xam ne ni képp fu nga liggéey di nga mun weer bu nekk nga dugal ko si loolu am na solo government tam bu sampee cité yi mel ni ànd si ak private sector moom tam di ko lebal doomi réew mi ñu am nañ koo fay waxuñ nag ko nga xam ne am na ay kër dañoo seet si boobaa ñi nga xam ne ni seen loxo desu seen gannaaw te ñu war a am kër te doomi réew bu nekk da nga am ak yelleef pour dëkk bi nga dëkk nga am fa kër donte la amuloo ko sax waaye loolu right la si yow pour nga am ko te nguur gi mun na créer job loolu noonu pour mu am mooy suuf yi am si réew mi bari na lool te ñu toppatoo ko ba nga xam ne ni askan bi dinañ ko jëriñoo jërë ngeen jëf mbokk yi jërë ngeen jëf.
Taf Africa Global presents the first eco smart city in the Gambia, the Taf City, located between Gunjur and Sifo. It is 30 minutes away from the Banjul International Airport. At Taf City, you will be able to live, work, play, and shop in a healthy multi-purpose community. This vibrant urban environment will meet your everyday needs with commercial, business, recreational, and other complementary services to increase the value of your home. With up to 5,000 units of affordable homes on a 500-hectare land, Taf City will be twice the size of Banjul. Prime location, stunning properties, and amazing discount of 20% for the first 50 buyers. Make an appointment today to secure your property. For more information, please call +220-776233 or +220-376-2333, or you can send an email to info@tafafricaglobal.com. Better still, visit our office at Madiba Mall, Brewfoot Gardens Estate. Taf City, a green and smart city accessible to all. Taf Africa Global is the first and biggest private real estate developer in the Gambia, with a presence in 7 other African countries. We are launching the development of the first smart and most modern office and retail towers in the Gambia, called Taf Twins, located in the heart of the Canifing Institutional Area and 10 minutes drive from Banjul. Taf Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 meters square to over 1,000 meters square, 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24-hour electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant, and coffee shops. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333.